Hello, Rainy Day Writing Guild. My name is Jake. Happy Wednesday. So, this week, as Joy mentioned on Monday, we are taking the first passage from Herman Melville's Moby Dick and rewriting it in our own genre. Mine is basically just a rewording, but I've put it in the flavor of one of my existing characters in a previous novel that I'm writing. I haven't touched in a couple of years, but talking about and reading about tall ships has made me want to revisit my Amethyst story. If you don't know what that is, it's kind of the Age of Sail, but it's a fantasy in that all the characters are anthropomorphic, bipedal creatures. But, airships are kind of the cornerstone of the technology. So it's my rendition is set in that world. I will go ahead and read the sample like Joy did, so that we know what we're basing it off of. Call me Ishmael. Some years ago, never mind how long precisely, having little or no money in my purse, and nothing particular to interest me on shore, I thought I would sail about a little and see the watery part of the world. It is a way I have of driving off the spleen and regulating the circulation. Whenever I find myself growing grim about the mouth, whenever it is a damp, drizzly November in my soul, whenever I find myself involuntarily pausing before coffin warehouses and bringing up the rear of every funeral I meet, and especially whenever my hypos gets such an upper hand on me that it requires a strong moral principle to prevent me from deliberately stepping into the street and methodically knocking people's hats off, then I account it high time to get to sea as soon as I can. This is my substitute for pistol and ball. With a philosophical flourish, Cato throws himself upon his sword. I quietly take to the ship. There is nothing surprising in this. If they but knew it, almost all men in their degree, some time or other, cherish very clearly the very same feelings towards the ocean with me. This is my rewrite. My friends call me Vincent. You may call me the Major. It feels like it's been ages now. The exact date is irrelevant, since I was so broke I couldn't even afford a 2-bit tart. The parade ground held little allure, and the barracks were equally disappointing. I decided it was high time to sail the skies once more. Only at 3,700 feet did you really feel alive, and remains the only thing to thwart my sour demeanor. It's during those days of languish, with no troops to lead or fortresses to breach, when the sun shines too brightly and bakes my fur beneath my uniform wools, when I find myself staring longingly at the MPs in front of the stockade, thinking any skirmish would do for an old dog of war as myself, especially when I let the fear of never again feeling the clouds pass through my paws creep up my spine like a venomous thing. That is when it is as clear as the snout on my face. I must deploy again to the skies of Europa. Sky sailing is my only replacement for a quarbolt between the eyes. 'Twould be noble and erratic to hurl oneself into oncoming traffic, off a cliff, or into a bar fight, but not near as satisfying as the sky. That's just the way it is. I've learned I am not unique in this. All wingless furfolk of any civilized European nation crave the same exhilaration of feeling wooden deckboards beneath their footpads and nothing but open air below that. So thank you for standing by and listening to my rendition here. Shout outs to Devin and Lydia. I'm rooting for your fall goals. Hopefully you'll keep me to mine, as I will endeavor to keep you to yours. So let's everyone fight on to the finish, and we'll all have something to show for it at the end. All right. Thank you guys. Take care. We'll see you next week.